All right, so some tips for the flute part. Flutes, you have some new notes. They're the same finger positions as the higher notes, but you're going to go lower. So after your B flat, you're going to have A, which goes a bit lower, and then G, and then F. It's the same finger positions for those higher notes, but in order to hit those notes okay, you want to make sure you slow down your airstream and think as if you're using your air to like fog up a window. So think like warm air so that you're fogging up a window. That'll really help you get those lower notes out. Now here is your part. Clarinets. Some tips for the clarinet part. Clarinets, you also have some new notes, but don't freak out. You've played these same notes before, but you can do this. So you're gonna start with your C. Here are some of the new notes you have. You're gonna go lower. You have a B, which is just adding your ring finger in your right hand from your C. So you have C, you add your ring finger for B, natural. And then you have A, you're gonna add your pointer finger. So everything in your left hand and 1, 2 in your right hand, that's your A. And then G, just add your ring finger. So everything in your left hand, thumb, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 in your right hand. That's your G. So those are some notes you're gonna need to play. When you're going lower on the clarinet, you wanna think about thinking more open with your sound and continue driving your air so that you can make that note come out. Also make sure all the tone holes are fully covered because otherwise you might get some squeaking and it won't come out the way you want it to. So here's the clarinet part. Do your best and you can pause the video as much as you need to get it down. That is the clarinet part for the beginning. Alto saxophones. Tips for the alto saxophone part. Altos, you also already know a lot of these finger combinations, but you're playing them an octave lower than you're used to. So going down from your G, you have your G, 1, 2, 3 in your left hand. You're also going to need to play F sharp, which adds the middle finger in your right hand, and then E natural, which adds the pointer finger. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then note D, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm not putting down the octave key. If I was putting down the octave key, it would be higher. So it's almost the same finger combination, but not quite, just without the octave key. In order to get those lower notes on the saxophone, you need to think about dropping your jaw and make sure you're not biting. If you're biting on the mouthpiece and on the reed, then you're gonna have the higher note come out. That might happen for you, and you might squeak or you might have the higher note come out. So make sure you're dropping your jaw and not biting on the mouthpiece. Think more open. All right, here's the alto saxophone part.
Tenor saxophone. All right, tenors, you have some new notes here. They're the same as the notes you played before, except they're the low version. So check this out. You've got a low B, which is first finger, nothing, no octave key in the back. You've got an A, which is 1 and 2, which is no octave key in the back. And then you've got a low G, which is 1, 2, and 3 with no octave key in the back. So those are your lower notes. Here you go. Drop your jaw if you want to go low. So if you feel like you're not getting those low notes, relax and drop that jaw down. So here we go. Here's your part tenor saxophones. Notice it's the same part as the flute part and the clarinet part. It's just you're pressing different things because you're a different instrument, right? You have different keys, but it's the same part if you're actually just listening to it. Trumpets, you have a new part. Trumpets, this is different, all right? Trumpets, your part is a little bit different, so we're going to create something called harmony. Now, here's the key for our brass players. For the low notes, you need to have loose lips. For the top notes, you're going to bring the lips closer together, right? That's really key. Bring the lips closer together for the top notes so you can get those, right? Keep that air moving. Don't hesitate. Go right through. If you were driving on a highway, you don't want a slow driver, right? You got to get to where you're going to go. Don't speed too much, but in case of the trumpet or in case of the brass instruments, you want to speed, all right? You want to keep that air going very quickly. So here we go. This is the trumpet part. 1, 2, ready? Firm lips on those top notes. Trombone players, same deal. Trombones, you need to have firm lips on the top note. Trombones, baritone horn, euphonium, and tuba, you're playing the bass line. So we have the woodwinds playing one note, one group of notes, the trumpets playing another, and then the low brass playing the bass line, which creates harmony. So when you put them all together, it's pretty awesome. All right, so here is the low brass part. Here's the trombone part. 1, 2, ready? Just repeat those 8 notes, right? Every instrument has 8 notes. If you get the 8 notes, that's more than half of the song. No joke, right? You can get this. All right, and last one, baritone, euphonium, baritone, horn, euphonium, and tuba. All right, tuba, you're gonna have a lower sound, but here's the euphonium sound. Same exact part as the trombone, except it's played with valves. Here we go. 1, 2, firm lips for top notes. 1, 2, ready? Canon remix!